Have you ever tried matching a colour on your palette and after what seems like an age, ended up with a large pile of paint that you don't want? Then try this colour mixing method instead and say goodbye to wasted paint. This channel teaches you quick and easy methods and techniques to paint and draw realistic artwork for beginners through to professional artists. There's always something new to learn no matter how experienced you may be with art, so please consider subscribing to learn something new every week. When trying to exactly match a colour, it can be tricky to know how to tweak it in order to get it exactly spot on, especially when you're very close but not quite there. One way in which you can hone in on a colour and finally nail it is a technique called bracketing. I first learnt this method from British artist Paul Foxton. It works on the principle of mixing two colours of the same value that appear either side of your target colour in varying proportions until you get it correct. Let me show you and demonstrate.
So supposing I want to match this part of the apple, okay? So I want to match the value. So let's say I think it matches value 3. Okay, how do we check that? Well, let's change my phone to grayscale and let's have a look, see if I'm right. And as you can see, it's a pretty close match. So value 3 on this grayscale value finder, I happen to know is pretty much the same as value 5 on the Munsell scale. So you can see value 5 on the Munsell scale, equivalent to value 3. Yeah, this one. And this is actually red. So I change back to color. Now we want to mix a red, so we're going to bracket either side by having a orangey red, a violety red. If we match the value initially, mix them together, we should hit it nail on the head. So first of all, let's mix our reds. Okay, so we want a violety red, so sort of bluey violet. Okay, and we want value equivalent to value 3. Is that a match? I think it's a bit dark. Let's have a look on the grayscale. And you can see that's almost black looking. And it's nowhere near light enough. So let's match that. Add some white. So that's pretty good. That's pretty close actually. Pretty close. So that's our purpley red. Let's go back to colour. Get a clean brush. And we want an orangey red of the same value. So red and yellow. Okay, that's probably a bit too dark. Let's have a look. Okay, value. Difficult to tell. Okay, so let's have a look again. We want it to match value 3. Let's go back to black and white. And black and white, as you can see, is a little bit dark. So let's add a little bit of white. And again, that's looking quite good. Value wise, okay, not too bad. I'd say that's needs to be a little bit darker. No, a little bit too much. Okay, something like that. Yep. Okay, so there's our orangey red and our bluey violet red. Okay, so somewhere in between is our match. So this is the bracketing. So let's say this is the nearer one, and we're going to add that to this. Okay, so add a little bit at a time. And as it should be the same value as our result, shouldn't be too bad. Let's have a look. Oh, that's pretty close already. I think that's pretty good actually. I'm very happy with that. But supposing I added too much of this orange, okay, let's go too far. Let's go too far. Right, and you'll see, okay, that's too much orange. So let's add a little bit more of the red. And then you can see you're going backwards and forwards, tweaking it as you go. Alright, maybe a little bit too far again. Needs a little bit more orange. Oh, a little bit more red. Okay, you can see it's all the same value, no matter what hue I'm adding. Okay, it's all the same value. And if I switch to black and white, you'll see again it's the same. And there you go, you can see I've added lots of different hues, but it all looks the same. Yeah, in black and white, because it's the same value. These two are the same value, so if I add one to the other, it's not going to change the value. It might change the chroma, but fortunately for me, the chroma was actually fine. If I wanted to lower the chroma without changing the value, I could add a neutral grey. If I wanted to up the chroma, I'd have to add more, mix more paint, but keeping the same value again. Alright, so and as you can see, it's the same color. It's a match. Okay, that's bracketing.
Like I mentioned in the introduction, bracketing is also a useful way of using up some of that big pile of paint mixture that's the wrong colour. Just work your way through the process gradually. Match the parse value to the target colour's value, determine the nearest hue on the other side of the target colour, mix that up at the same value, and then add one to the other until it's a match. Initially, this process might seem like a long drawn-out way of matching colours accurately, but with practice and experience, it will become quicker and more intuitive without the need for thinking through the process step by step. So next time you're painting, give this method a go and see how it suits you, and leave a comment below on how you got on. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button to help my channel grow. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.